It's 10 November 2024, and today I'll be giving you my update on a Sunday morning, one of the most important news days of the week. And today we've got another update on what is happening and what is being plotted by Mnangagwa. And this is going to be something that we're going to be talking about a lot for the next 2 months. And specifically, I'm talking here about the 2 referendums that are going to take place in Zimbabwe regarding the 2030 extension of Mnangagwa's term. So you know that ZANU-PF has passed a resolution in Bulawayo where they said there is going to be an extension of Mnangagwa's term. And what is happening is that today, the Standard newspaper has announced that Mnangagwa plans to go ahead with the plan to go to 2030. So this is in today's Standard newspaper. And the way they plan to do it is to have 2 referendums. The first referendum will be to extend or to postpone the 2028 elections. And the second referendum will be for Mnangagwa to benefit from this extension. So there's going to be 2 referendums in Zimbabwe. The first one for Mnangagwa to postpone the 2028 elections, and the next one for Mnangagwa to benefit from that extension. As you know that it's not allowed for Mnangagwa to benefit from any constitutional change that has to do with the elections. However, they have to do it in 2 phases. That means Zimbabweans will be pushed into 2 referendums, and we're likely going to see violence if this happens. Mnangagwa is pretending that he doesn't want to go to 2030, but it's clear that he is busy with it. I showed you yesterday what Auxilia Mnangagwa is doing. I also showed you what he's doing with the sons in Midlands. And as we speak right now, Mnangagwa has gone to Azerbaijan. I hope I got that right. And the acting president of Zimbabwe right now is General Chiwenga. So General Chiwenga is the acting president of Zimbabwe right now as we speak. But Mnangagwa is busy with the process of going for a 3rd term. And that is through the 2 referendums that are planned. I'm not clear about when this is going to happen. The newspaper did not state when this is going to happen. But these are Mnangagwa's newspapers. So the Standard, the Newsday, all these newspapers that used to belong to Trevor Ncube, when they report, they already have the information from Mnangagwa himself. So this is crazy. And I expect a massive reaction from the military regarding this plan by Mnangagwa. No one in the military is interested in Mnangagwa going for 3rd term. And we're going to see a big drama going forward. And some generals are going to die. That is clear. If this happens, some generals are going to die because the fight is on. I told you that by the end of December, we'll be knowing exactly what is going to happen. It's not going to be easy in Zimbabwe. It's going to be very, very difficult over the next few months. Then I want to take you through some news. Let's start with what is happening at power cells. That is the biggest story that is taking place in Zimbabwe in terms of business. Business in the country is collapsing. So power cells was one of the biggest companies in Zimbabwe with branches all over the country. It was taken over by ZANU-PF linked individuals. I reported this in 2017. It was taken over from the South African company called Pepkor. So Pepkor is a big company in South Africa. They bought power cells. And this guy called Fanuel Mahachi, who is linked to ZANU-PF, took over the company. So what has been happening this year is that they have reached a crisis. They only have 35 employees left, and they have retrenched all those 35 employees at their Belmont factory. They used to have about 35 shops. Now they are left with a few shops, and they are now buying finished products. So Power Cells is now buying finished product. They have told all employees to go on 6 months unpaid leave, and they're now buying finished product from local manufacturers, which they're selling, because Power Cells obviously has a big brand identity among the low-income earners in Zimbabwe. So each employee was given a sewing machine to take home as their package. So the package that the employees got was a sewing machine. Their current salary is $110 a month, but the Power Cells was failing to pay $110 times 35. So you can see how bad the situation is in Power Cells if they're failing to pay such a small amount of money as a salary. This used to be a giant company, Power Cells, but this is what has happened under Fanuel Mahachi. Over there, the guy on the right, that is Fanuel Mahachi, very connected to ZANU-PF, and he is the guy who destroyed this company after taking over from South African company, Pepkor. Then going to soccer, we've got a crazy situation developing in the soccer of Zimbabwe. Gilbert Mponda, who is a ZANU-PF linked banker, has thrown his head into the ring and he wants to contest as ZIFA chairman. ZIFA is being controlled by Mnangagwa through his son-in-law, Gerald Mlochwa, over here. So the soccer of Zimbabwe has become a playground for ZANU-PF and Gerald Mlochwa here, who is also in many other things that I was talking about last week, including only the newspapers I was talking about. Is also in control of soccer in Zimbabwe. And Gerald Mponda here, Gilbert Mponda here, he said he wants to contest as a ZANU-PF chairman. Many other ZANU-PF linked people want to become the chairperson of ZIFA. And this is because soccer is like a Ponzi scheme. They use soccer to get money, free money, which they then play with and waste on all sorts of things. So Gilbert Mponda is ZANU-PF. You can see that in 2018 he contested under ZANU-PF. He was previously arrested for the ENG scandal, which was one of the first banking scandals in Zimbabwe. So crazy situation developing in soccer, but there's even more crazy news. Scott Samukwanya here had tried to corruptly claim that he had won the league in the Northern Division, and they said Farai United had withdrawn their case where they were challenging one of the soccer matches. However, this is not true. So Scott Samukwanya is not the winner of the league. His Team Scotland is not a winner of the league, and this has been confirmed by Martin Kweza. He has confirmed that there is no winner currently, and this is going to be determined in the boardroom. So Scott Samukwanya, he bought whoever the officials at Farai United, but the team has refused and has rejected that they withdrew their case. So Scott Samukwanya is corrupt as usual and involved in the murder of Pastor Tafmani Masaya, who was killed while campaigning in Mavuku. He's continuing with his corrupt activities in soccer, and this time he has been exposed by Farai United for what he was trying to do. Scott Samukwanya, not the champion, his team not the champion of the Northern 1 division, and he has not been promoted to the PSL as yet. So there's no promotion for Scott Samukwanya and his team. Then there will be this Law Society of Zimbabwe Summer School. It's going to be starting on the 14th, ending on the 17th, and former Chief Justice of Kenya is going to be the keynote speaker over there. I want to now go to my last story. I don't think I'm going to stay a long time here today. Obviously, there's a developing story in Mozambique. Venanze Mondlane, ever since he was rigged, there's been no peace in Mozambique, and we're going to be following this story very, very closely. This is a crazy situation. Fighting has broken out in Mozambique. I think 300 people have died, if I'm not mistaken, ever since the beginning of this crisis in Mozambique. And as I said, this is not going to end until they deal with the rigging that has taken place in Mozambique. There was massive rigging in Mozambique, but that election did not produce a result. SADC under Mnangagwa has been quiet. Nothing has happened under Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa is causing all these problems that are taking place in SADC, and the situation in Mozambique is going to start affecting Zimbabwe because there's now plans to close the pipeline that comes from Beira to Zimbabwe, and this is currently in process. It's something that is being done already by the groups in Mozambique, and they're capable of doing it. They're capable of causing all sorts of disruption. You might end up without fuel in Zimbabwe very, very soon. I think we should now recap. I will look at other stories later tonight. Let's recap. And I want to recap by saying Mnangagwa is going to be running 2 referendums in Zimbabwe. The first referendum is to extend the 2028 election, to postpone the 2028 election. And the second referendum is for Mnangagwa to benefit from that postponement. And this is currently in the process. Farai Marapira, let's see if it's Farai, of ZANU-PF, a spokesperson, has confirmed that ZANU-PF has passed the resolution to extend Mnangagwa's route to 2030, and they are awaiting direction on how to propose. So you're going to hear this announcement for 2 referendums that are going to take place in Zimbabwe, and this is going to happen within the future, the near future, which we are going into right now. So expect a big fight between Chiwenga and Mnangagwa. And as I said, by the 27th of December, if Mnangagwa continues this way, Mnangagwa will no longer be in office. Something bad is going to happen. And it's going to happen. And I'll be talking about it right here. You're going to hear me talking about this thing. Right, I want to look at the comments. We know a high-speed rail campaign is for the CIO, Severe Kaskwere. That's not true. I don't know Severe Kaskwere. I don't care about Severe Kaskwere. I don't believe Severe Kaskwere is a presidential candidate. I don't believe Severe Kaskwere can bring any change to Zimbabwe. So hear me very clearly. I'm very focused on high-speed rail. It's got nothing to do with politics. It is the future of our country. I told you, 50-year strategy has got nothing to do with politics. It is above politics. That is the future of our country. Our 50-year strategy, that is where we're focused. And then John said he went to the State House with the trophy to his friend Mnangagwa. No, that's not true. Scott Sakwaya just took the trophy, but that was fake. It's not official. And that whole thing has been reversed, and Martin Kweza here has confirmed it. Martin Kweza is the Northern Region Soccer League chairman. He has confirmed that there is no winner currently on the Northern 1 region. This is going to be decided in the boardroom, I think on the 17th or the 14th, if I'm not mistaken, when the ZIFA meets. There is currently a complaint or an appeal before the committee, and I'll put these things here on Gambakwe.com so that you can see it. But let's be very clear. We have a situation that is developing. Mnangagwa is a problem. Mnangagwa Nenzara, and he's going to be dealt with. You're going to see it, and it's going to happen, and you understand what it means. Now, when people say they are fed up of a person, so people are fed up of Mnangagwa and his behavior of wanting to stay to 2030. And Mnangagwa is pretending that he doesn't want to go to 2030, but he's making all the moves to go to 2030, which is crazy. It's unbelievable what Mnangagwa is doing in Zimbabwe. Mgomba says, so civil war is coming, and we have to unite and make sure we remove ED and Zimbabwe. It's time to stand up and fight Namo. There's no civil war in common. Mnangagwa is in trouble. He's gone up against the army. He's gone up against the war veterans. The people that are trying to support Mnangagwa is people from Masvingo, Midlands, Women's League, Youth League. So it's going to be crazy. And then Mkoma Facebook says, now you say it is to run referendum. Last time you said the army is in charge. Okay, I didn't say the army is in charge. I said the army is in control. That's the difference. Being in charge and being in control are two different things. Mnangagwa is the commander-in-chief. Remember what I said. He is able to make all these things and play games. But when it happens, when what I'm telling you happens, the army can't just walk into State House and then say they are now in charge. There's going to be a plan. So just wait what is going to happen. And Mkoma said the third scene is very dangerous and there will be an outcry. Someone's prophecy, yes, that prophecy is there. I already gave you the apostolic prophecy. Mnangagwa will refuse to step down and he's going to be removed. This is what is happening and it's going to come. It's going to happen. Let's look at the newspapers. Let's see if there's any newspaper that is published. I want to quickly look at the Sunday Mail newspaper and see if they've published. If they haven't, I'll give you what is in the Sunday Mail newspaper later on tonight when I come back. We're going to move very, very fast and we're going to do everything that we need to do to make sure that we give you the latest news. I know that most of you rely on these stories that I'm giving you. People that are overseas, you need to hear what is happening in the country. And so we're going to do it. Let's look at this one here. President keeps 1708 at Lupane University. Good job, Lupane University. All these graduates that are coming out, we are going to help you to get jobs. And the way we're going to do it is through high-speed rail. The process of setting up the companies for high-speed rail have started. Within the next few weeks, I will let you know about high-speed rail. The first step is feasibility studies, finding partners, and then we do a sort of like crowd process of designing the high-speed rail for Zimbabwe. We're going to look for partners. We're going to look for funders. The high-speed rail of Zimbabwe will cost between 30 billion and 50 billion US dollars. You are going to see the designs. We're going to work on this thing 2025. That's all I'm working on. And by the time we're done, there will be a railway that passes through Lupane, Gwanda, Gokwe, Victoria Falls, Kariba, Nyanga. The way that I envisage this thing to look is such that if a tourist lands at the Harare International Airport, they can within 5 days go around the whole of Zimbabwe. That's a tourist-based economy. The rail is also a security infrastructure. Your soldiers should be able to move fast from one end of the country to the other through the rail infrastructure. And we should be able to have planned cities. When I talk of planned cities, I want to show you something. This is a 2-bedroom flat for sale in Harare by Millennium Heights. The total cost is $200,000. How many of you have got $200,000? That is the question I want to ask you. You don't have $200,000. A flat doesn't cost $200,000. My house in Johannesburg doesn't cost $200,000. My house in Cape Town doesn't cost $200,000. So what we need to do is to have 5 million units housing. We need to have hotels. We need to have cities in all areas. The way I showed you the rail from New York to Washington, you saw that the houses all the way, almost 400 kilometers. They're buildings, they're companies. That is because everything is not in one place. Everything is in a line. And it becomes cheaper. So that is what we want to do. We want to work on high-speed rail, plan cities, 2 houses for each soldier, and a military planned city. Those are the kind of things that need to be designed. And we're going to be busy with them. All these kids that are graduating, you are going to understand how important high-speed rail is, and we are going to make it happen. The old model of Mnangagwa is not working. We need a new model, and that new model is based on high-speed rail. Zimbabwe is going to do very, very well, and I'm totally committed to working on high-speed rail, and we are already started with the processes of high-speed rail. So there's also elections in DRC and SADC. Condolence messages on Patisa Nyati. I told you Patisa Nyati passed away, very close, grandfather of a very close friend of mine, Tulisi Nyati, very sad. He was buried last week. In fact, this week, he was buried. And obviously, I was unable to attend there in Zimbabwe. Then there's this story of gold deliveries in Zimbabwe. Gold deliveries at 28 tons, according to the information from Fidelity Printers over here. So a lot of stories here. I'm going to unpack some adverts for you, certain things that are coming out that are important. I'm going to unpack them for you. But let's look at what is happening here. And there's a crazy woman in Zimbabwe called Tatenda Mavetera. And this is going to Ipepirani Iro. Asiri kudya mve mvesi uye mvesi wa Tatenda Mavetera ari kupengereka munhu uyu. So there's Tatenda Mavetera there. She is going to be the guest of honor at the summit, Computer Side of Zimbabwe Summit, Ignite, Innovate, and Thrive. You can see the kind of people that are now going to the computer side of Zimbabwe. Tatenda Mavetera, Fredin Jovu, Ken Shep, Peter Nell, and Lenimo Masanga. Those are the people at the top there. I'm going to put this thing on Gambakwe so that you can see. I used to be a member of the computer side of Zimbabwe. And then let's see who else is there of interest to me here. There's God knows Mombeshora, Samuel. Samuel, you remember the guy from Aura Group for Starlink is over there. Then you can see Dr. Grama Tunu. Why is Dr. Grama Tunu attending this crazy thing? What is happening? How is he connected to the computer side of Zimbabwe? Memory Ngui, Munya Hoto. Let's see. Dr. Lance Mombodiani, I thought he left the CBZ. What is he doing here? Dr. Mombodiani, I want to give you a call and we have a chat. Why are you with these pretenders? You've got better things to do. Lance Gama. Clarence, okay, Clarence is not Lance. Lance will never do this crazy thing that they're doing here. So guys, this is exciting and interesting. I want to put this for you on Gambakwe. I'll put this advert for you so that you can see it. And we don't understand what this is all about. The Ignite Summit is taking place at Elephant Hills, Victoria Falls. And remember, Victoria Falls, yeah, and what I'm looking for here is the date. I'm not seeing the date here. What is the date of this thing? Maybe we'll find the date somewhere and I'm missing it. Maybe I'm now old. Okay, it says 13 to 17 November at Victoria Falls. So guys, these are some of the exciting things that I'm going to share with you on Gambakwe. I'm going to put out these adverts and you'll be able to see them. I don't know what's going on. This doesn't look like a summit of the computer side of Zimbabwe. It looks more like, I don't know what it is, but Tatenda Mavetera over there, crazy woman. Let me tell you why I'm saying she's a crazy woman. Tatenda Mavetera wants Zimbabweans to register Facebook groups. So, sorry, WhatsApp groups, so that anyone who owns a WhatsApp group can pay $50. All I can say is that she's mad. She's gone berserk, and no one takes it seriously. I don't take it seriously. I don't waste my time with the Tatenda Mavetera, and I don't consider her to be a serious person on anything. She's not an authority on anything. She makes me laugh. She's like Auxilia. She's a joke. Except that Auxilia Muroy, a witch. So those are two different things. But she's worse because she wants to do and bring us backwards into the past. Kuma 1960s. So that is in Zimbabwe under Mnangagwa zvinosemesa zvinoitwa nevanhu ava vasinganyari. Mnangagwa ari kuuraya vanhu nenzara. Makandinzwa here ndichiti Mnangagwa ari kuuraya vanhu nenzara right from the center of Washington DC. That was so amazing. Next time when I go to China, I want to say Mnangagwa ari kuuraya vanhu nenzara from the center of Shanghai. Then there's obviously an announcement from ZEC. ZEC has got a whole bunch of vacancies. They are looking for system administrator, ICT voter registration officer, accounting assistant, internal auditor. So those are the people that they're looking for. I'm going to put that advert for you, but I'll put a whole bunch of adverts for you, which are in the newspaper, in the Sunday Mail newspaper. Sunday Mail newspaper, totally perfect newspaper in terms of adverts, but being taken over by Mnangagwa in terms of the editorial policy. But they do very well. Their structure and quality is very high, comparable to any other newspaper in this region. Zimbabwe doing very, very well in terms of media. And as I said, we're going to do some housing scheme for our people in the media space in Zimbabwe. So I'd like to thank all of you for watching. I tended to get carried away at the end. When I saw that number, I got a temperature because I cannot take what it is proposing. It's making me sick in the stomach. She makes me sick because of the suggestions of a WhatsApp group fee of $50. That's crazy. And by the way, the guy called Ashley Chimanda is the owner of this conference. So this conference that I'm talking about is being run by Ashley Chimanda. And I think what I'm going to do is my network is getting weak. I don't know why. I think they hacked me. So we're going to bring this to an end, and then I'll be back tonight. What I want to do tonight, I want to take you through the process of applying for a visa to Kenya. Kenya is one of the most progressive countries in the world in terms of internet access. When you land at the Kenya airport, Wi-Fi is free. There are thousands and thousands of people at the Kenya airport. They get free Wi-Fi, high-speed Wi-Fi. I uploaded a video of 1 gig. Quick. They didn't limit me. They didn't stop me. There are showers at the airport. Okay, you can get a massage too. But there are showers at the airport. There is nice food at the airport. There is amazing stuff at the airport. And yet, we have people like Tatina Mavetera in Zimbabwe. I drove around through Kenya. The beautiful roads that they've built, the beautiful buildings that they've built, the rail network that they have in Kenya. They're moving forward. And yet, I don't want to call them Varoi. Variko, Vasara Varuku Tambos in Zimbabwe. Medu. So tonight I'm going to take you through the process of applying for a visa. If you want to go to Kenya, I know most of you are interested, but when you drop off at the airport, you can get out with a transit visa. And I managed to do it myself. I'll be doing that a lot. And I want us to connect with many people, especially the guys that are doing rail in Tanzania, the guys that are doing rail in Kenya. I'm going to be over there. I'm going to be in China. Let's work on our high-speed rail. When you're at your village in Masvingo, it's no longer a job to go there. You don't need a car. You jump into rail, and it should take you within 2 hours to your village. Let's have that plan in place. And it only takes 30 billion. 30 billion is peanuts for a country. The GDP of Ethiopia is 165 billion, which means we can build it very quickly. Guys, this is amazing stuff. We need to do this. We need to develop our country. I saw a comment on rail here. Let me see. Mukoma Jango. What he said about me. He said, you always lie, Gambakwe. Railway, you know, Mukaroi, if I am not mistaken, but Kariba and Karoi Akuna Railway in English told out Gadzirwa. Kariba Rumashwe. As a result, Mukoma Jango, there is a railway line between Kariba and Victoria Falls. Do your research. It used to be there. It was being used by ZESA to move coal. So if you do a Google, you see that there is a railway line between Kariba and Victoria Falls. There is such a rail, if I'm not mistaken, and if it's not on the Zimbabwe side, it will be on the Zambian side. These things are easy to be done. So if you look at the Victoria Falls, Kariba, I'm sure there is a rail, and it goes through Kalomo, Choma, and so forth. I don't get the details, but it is going to be there. Yes, it's there, and let's agree that it used to be used for cars and stuff. So I think I've covered a lot, and I'm back. You can see, Kuti, when I come, the news become clear to you. There is no doubt what is happening in our country. Zimbabwe is being held hostage by a cabal, and Mnangagwa is the kingpin of the cabal with his kids in Auxilia. These people are holding us hostage in our own country. But let's see what happens by December. God willing, 27 December, we'll be here talking about what has happened to these guys. They cannot be allowed to do what they're doing, and they should not be allowed to do what they're doing. You know, Semesa, Mnangagwa arikuuraya vanhu nenzara. So I'll be back tonight, and I'll give you more news. We're going to move a bit faster, and we're going to provide you with more information so that we don't get lost and we're clear about what is happening. Mukoma Jango said I was born in Kariba, Baba, Hakuna Izozo. So I don't want to argue because I don't know. I honestly don't know. This is not about the past. This is about the future. We're going to do a fresh feasibility study. We're going to put rail where it doesn't exist. So this is a promise. And we're going to do it without high-speed rail. There's nothing you can do in Zimbabwe. That is, if you're from Gokwe, I am your best friend. We're going to put rail in Gokwe so that in 2 hours, you can go to Harare, and in 2 hours, you can go to Vic Falls. And when you go home, we don't want to have a situation where someone struggles. When I went to, I slept in the train, like basically slept in the train, traveling from Washington to New York on my way back. It was easy. I left at 12 midnight. In the morning, I had arrived. I want you guys to be able to move freely in Zimbabwe, and this is going to be done. We're going to do high-speed rail. The company has been registered. I'm not lying to you. Within a short few weeks of time, we'll be talking about it. We're going to set up a committee for rail. You're going to see it. And I'm so passionate about it, I will do nothing else except work on rail. And it's not political. Right. I'd like to thank all of you for watching. And let's do this again in the evening. A good day.